How do you go from being publicly hated to becoming the beauty standard for an entire generation? Not by fighting back, not by begging to be understood, but by doing something almost no one saw coming. She didn't speak up, she didn't clap back, she stayed silent and watched the world come to her. For years, she was mocked, doubted, and relentlessly picked apart online. But instead of breaking down, she built something. Something so subtle, so controlled, and so effective that people didn't even notice they were falling for it. Now, even the people who claim they can't stand her are copying her every move. So what changed? What's the real reason Hailey Bieber is suddenly everywhere? Not as a target, but as the trend? Let's pull back the curtain. Before she was the face of minimalist beauty, Hailey Bieber was something entirely different to the internet. She was the outsider, the wrong girl, the woman who married Justin Bieber, and, in the eyes of millions of Selena Gomez fans, ruined a fairy tale. It didn't matter how quiet she stayed. Every move she made was picked apart. Every smile, outfit, or glance was twisted into some kind of proof that she was fake, mean, or manipulative. The comments weren't just negative, they were personal. Nepo baby, social climber, plastic, soulless. People weren't just criticizing her, they were building a villain out of her image. And the worst part? She had no escape. No matter what she did, she was always just Justin's wife, not an individual, not an entrepreneur, not even a person, really, just a symbol people could throw hate at. But while the internet screamed, Hailey did something unexpected. She said nothing. And that silence, that's when everything began to shift. While everyone else was shouting, Hailey was editing. She didn't respond to the accusations. She didn't post notes, app apologies. She didn't jump into interviews to clear things up. Instead, she stayed exactly where she was, silent, still, and strangely composed. To some, it looked like weakness, but in reality, it was control. Every photo she posted had a certain calm. Every video, same lighting, same tone, same message, without a single word. She wasn't defending herself. She was building something, a new image, a new narrative, a version of herself that wasn't shaped by gossip, but by precision. Hailey didn't fight for public approval. She redirected it, quietly, strategically, one Instagram post at a time. And without warning, that silence became her superpower. But what she did next, that's when things went viral. She didn't just shift the narrative, she crafted it. No big announcement, no dramatic makeover, just subtle, deliberate changes. The look? Effortlessly polished, slicked back buns, dewy skin, glossy lips, clean nails, nude tones, soft neutrals, 90s simplicity. She called it glazed donut skin. The internet called it the clean girl aesthetic. And before anyone could argue, it was everywhere. TikTok tutorials, Pinterest boards, Instagram filters. It wasn't just a trend, it was her brand. Everything matched. The poses, the clothes, the colors, even the way she held a coffee cup. She made perfection look casual, like she woke up that way. And that consistency? It worked. Because whether you loved her or hated her, one thing became obvious. You knew exactly what looking like Hailey Bieber meant. And slowly, without saying a word, she turned her aesthetic into an empire. But she wasn't done, because in 2022, she made her most calculated move yet. You don't have to like someone to copy them. And Hailey Bieber? She became the most copied woman on the internet. But here's what made it wild. Most people doing it would say, "I'm not even a fan." They'd roll their eyes at her, call her boring or overrated, and then go buy the exact same lip liner she used. They mimicked her nails, studied her skincare routine, zoomed in on photos to match her jewelry placement, and even the angle she held her phone. Not because she was relatable, but because she was aspirational. She wasn't trying to be the loudest in the room. She wasn't selling a personality. She was selling a vibe. Polished, calm, untouchable. And the more people imitated her, the more powerful her image became, even if they didn't realize it. It wasn't about popularity anymore. It was about influence. And when she dropped her own brand, that influence turned into something even bigger. In 2022, Hailey made her quietest and boldest move. She launched Rhode, a skincare brand that didn't just sell products, it sold her. Soft packaging, muted colors, Minimalist design with barely any text, no flashy ads, no loud marketing, just this unspoken message. If you want to look like Hailey, this is how. It wasn't trying to stand out. It was trying to blend in, into your bathroom counter, your TikTok feed, your daily routine. And somehow, that made it irresistible. Because Rhode didn't scream for attention. It whispered. And people listened. Suddenly, every beauty creator had a Rhode lip combo video. Every influencer posted tutorials mimicking Hailey's exact skincare steps. Even how she held the products became part of the trend. And just like that, she wasn't just the face of her brand. She was the brand. Rhode didn't follow the beauty industry. It repositioned it. And the message was clear. She wasn't chasing clout anymore. Clout was chasing her. For years, she lived in other people's narratives. Justin's wife. A Baldwin. Not as stylish as Kendall. Not as famous as Kylie. Always someone's side character. Always someone's comparison. But while everyone else was fighting for attention, Hailey was building something slower, quieter, stronger. She didn't chase relevance. She outlasted it. One filtered post at a time, she reshaped her image. Not by reinventing herself, but by refining what was already there. She made silence look powerful, minimalism look expensive, and simplicity look intentional. She didn't try to prove anything. She just let the results speak. Slowly, consistently, and globally. Now, she's not riding someone else's wave. She is the wave. And without ever demanding the spotlight, she became the blueprint. Hailey Bieber might not be the internet's sweetheart. She's still misunderstood, still targeted by old narratives and fan wars she never even responds to. But despite all the noise, she won. Not with a viral scandal, not with a tell-all interview, and definitely not by trying to make everyone happy. She won with restraint, with branding so sharp, people copied her before they admitted they noticed her. She became the person everyone watches, even if they're watching just to criticize. But here's the thing. When your critics are wearing your lip combo, following your routines, and unintentionally promoting your brand, that's not just influence. That's domination. And it raises a question most people don't want to answer. Do you really need to be liked? To lead? Is public approval more powerful than silent control? Because in this era where attention is everything, being imitated might be the highest form of currency. So tell me this. Would you rather be liked or followed? Hailey Bieber didn't just outlast the hate, she outplayed it. She took silence, polish, and strategy, and turned it into one of the most recognizable aesthetics of the decade. She's not just a face, she's a formula, and everyone's trying to recreate it. Her power doesn't come from relatability, it comes from vision. A vision so clear, so repetitive, and so precise that you can recognize it in a single scroll. And now, whether people admit it or not, she's influencing what goes on their face, their feed, their brand. So maybe the real story here isn't about popularity, it's about permanence. Because trends fade, but icons, they linger in the background, shaping everything. So before you scroll away, ask yourself, is influence about being the loudest or about being everywhere, even when no one's watching? Let's talk about it in the comments.